Hi, my name is Joshua. Welcome to theartofmoneysaving.com. This video is about women and investing. I'm going to look at some statistics, and I'm also going to look at a little personal questionnaire that I developed. I put it out into Facebook and to Instagram and asked women a series of questions about how they feel about money, how they feel about investing, and the answers are really fascinating. So if that sounds interesting, do stay tuned and let's look into it a little bit further. So the first statistic that I'm going to look at is women and retirement. By the age 65, women in the UK have on average £35,700 in their retirement pot. Now, that's not a lot of money to live on in your retirement. Of course, we have something like the state pension. If you contribute up to 35 years, then you'll be entitled to the full amount that the government will offer. Rules for the state pension are always changing, and at least in my opinion, it's probably not something that you would want to rely on for the long term. So now let's look at the little questionnaire that I sent out on Facebook and Instagram and look at some of the answers from women. And the first question is, what are your financial goals? To have enough money to feel secure at pension age with some money to enjoy. To be out of credit card debt, even though it's at 0%, and to keep saving so we have a pot of money for treats. My long-term goals are to pay off my mortgage early and to retire by 50. One thing that stood out for me from these answers was the idea of having treats, but also simultaneously moving towards your long-term goals, paying off your credit card debt or paying off the mortgage early, all of these things. And what's really cool about that is that I think both of these things are achievable, so you're able to have the niceties in life, but also move towards your long-term goals, and then in the future be able to retire in comfort. But also, on the other hand, we have to look at the reality and to look at the statistic that women at 65 only have this £35,700. So something needs to change, and something is broken in the system. Where are people going wrong? I know in the States, for example, that there's a very large emphasis on enjoying now, having the nice car, having the nice house. But we have to be cautious not to do those things all the time, because if we get to that place, then we're completely neglecting our long-term goals. So fantastic answers from the women here. And I think I agree, it's absolutely possible to live below your means and enjoy life, but then simultaneously move towards your retirement. And in the next questions, we're going to talk about how best to do that. So a study led by YouGov Omnibus found that over half of women, 52%, have never invested anything in their life before. And this statistic leads me to my next question in my little online questionnaire. And the question was, what springs to mind when you hear the word investing? And the responses were as follows. Rich people, confusing, not having enough money to play with. People who are wealthy and it doesn't matter if they lose on their investments. Stocks and shares. Really thought-provoking answers, and this gives us food for thought. So, over half of women have never invested anything in their life before, and this is quite troublesome when thinking about the long term, because what it means is we're not putting our money to best use as we can. It can grow exponentially. The more time that you have in the market, the more the money can grow. So this idea that investing is only for rich men in suits, thankfully, is changing. And I can understand this stereotype because, quite frankly, this was true. Previously, investing was only open to a small minority of people who had huge sums of wealth. But now, with robo-investors, companies like Moneybox, Wealthify, Nutmeg, you can invest from amounts just as £1, just as small as £1. It's opening the playing field. It means it's open to anyone. It doesn't matter where you're from, what age you are. I mean, you have to be over 18. But you can start investing. And that is really, really exciting. If you're completely new to investing and have no idea what's about at all, then I've made a little video about Moneybox. And Moneybox is a robo-investor. It's a fantastic platform for millennials in particular, makes investing accessible and easy. That's not the only company, there's numerous other ones. But Moneybox is a fantastic place to start, and do check out that video if you're interested. But the idea of the stereotype is stopping women from starting investing
No
at
way.
all. And this is a great shame. And the reason for these types of videos is to get the information out there. And the more that we talk about investing, the more we talk about long-term goals, that it's not as complicated as it's made out to be, the more we can encourage women to start investing. And then hopefully in the long term, we can change that number of 35,700 at 65 to something much more generous. And talking about those treats, those niceties in life, if we prepare for retirement now by making small sacrifices, by delaying gratification, then hopefully in the future with growth of 7% per annum, which is variable, then maybe we can arrive at a place where we do have the opportunity to enjoy those treats.
Subscribe now.
In the year 2016 to 17, 4.4 million women opened cash ISAs in the UK. In the same year, 957,000 women opened stocks and shares ISAs in the UK. Now, what's the difference? Well, a cash ISA, it gives you a fixed rate of return, your money is safe, it's locked away. The rates of cash ISAs are famously low, and with the situation with the 2020 pandemic, they're probably looking at actually decreasing a little bit in the future. So it's not a great long-term strategy for our money. Yes, it's safe. Yes, it's tax-free, but it's not going to grow for the long term. And this is a big disparity because women are obviously opening cash ISAs at a much higher rate than those opening stocks and shares ISAs. But why is this? And this leads me into my next question in the little questionnaire, and it's about risk. What number do you see yourself? From a number of 1 to 10, where would you feel most comfortable? 10 being the highest scale of risk and 1 being the lowest. And the numbers were as follows: 6, 4, and 5. That gives us an average of 5. Now, to make a comparison to myself, my Vanguard portfolio, for example, which is a portfolio that I'm looking to grow right through until I'm retired, that's at the highest possible risk. So risk 10, possibly risk 9 or 8, but it's very, very high risk. I'm not saying at all that being high risk is the way to go, but what I'm saying is that by being more risk averse, you're less likely to start investing. So we found an average of women that are at level 5. Perhaps that level 5 is stopping them from beginning at all because of the fear of losing money. But maybe a good place to start is, you know what, I think I'm a level 5. You know what, I'm going to put £100 into the stock market at a very, very low level risk just to see how I feel experiencing the volatility of the market, seeing the performance go up and both down. With myself putting my money in a high risk account, I have the potential to grow that money at a much quicker rate than if you were to put something in a very, very low risk account. And when you're thinking about money growing over a 30-40 year period, the difference in this can be really exponential. So you have to carefully consider where you're at. But I think starting off, dipping your toe in the water, even if it's at a low level risk, I think that's a great place to start. And the next question is, when you earn money, who does that money belong to? It's mine, all mine, except for the outgoings. My money is mine, but we share everything. Me, I'm selfish when it comes to money. Me and my partner have a joint account and we put an equal amount in that account each month. That is our money. All of our bills, food shop, safety net is all in this account, which is a wise thing to do. It's always good to keep your independence. I really like these answers and it's so fascinating. Comments like, the money is mine, I like my independence, I want to buy nice things, have treats, enjoy life. These are all things which are also important to me. But one of the things that I importantly consider is that I have to delay gratification in this moment in my life, so that in order that when I reach 65 or maybe a bit younger, that I'm able to enjoy those things, and I'm able to have the funds to be able to do so. And one of the things I just plead with women is to start investing. Start today. Start this week. Put £10 in your account. Just do it. Don't be scared. Just begin. And beginning is the hardest part. The more that we change this dialogue and make it open to everyone, the more that we're going to have success and financial freedom in our later life. But also not even in later life, but if you start investing in your early 20s, then there's going to be more freedom arguably in your 30s and in your 40s. It doesn't have to only be about retirement. And the final question to finish this video off: what advice would you give to someone that wanted to begin investing? Now, what's important to say is these answers don't only come from women that have invested, but also women that have never invested. So maybe that puts a little bit of a different spin on it. And the answers are as follows. Get good advice from multiple sources. Know that you may lose, but your money should work hard for you. It's a risk, but in life at my age, it's a risk I'm willing to take. As much as I love to have luxuries, I always have to ask myself, do I need this first? So very important to have a rainy day fund. And as soon as it starts building up, why not move it around and make more money on it? It's free money. Also, property, but in the right location. Really fantastic answers. And let's conclude on this note. Investing is open to everyone. It doesn't mean that we have to not have nice things in our life. It doesn't mean that we can't enjoy luxuries and have holidays from time to time. What it means is that we're simply putting away a bit of money, but making the first step and putting it into the market. You have to take the first step. And it's a brave one. You just have to dive straight on in, right at the deep end, and say, I am investing. And if you do that consistently and diligently over a long period of time, you will potentially reap the benefits. I hope that this video serves as encouragement. I hope that it opens the forum for other women to start speaking about investing. I'm sure there's a number of things that I've forgotten or glossed over. If I have and you have any thoughts, do let me know in the comment section below. And I hope you appreciate this video. I hope I'm not treading on your toes too much, but I do feel it's important to keep this conversation going, to keep pushing its boundaries. And there are women out there doing fantastic work making this accessible, making it fun, and talking about it. And I wanted to be part of that conversation, and I want to encourage everyone that's watching this video to start and to continue investing. Thanks for tuning into this video. I really hope you enjoyed. I'm Joshua from The Art of Money Saving, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye now.